stay tuned. But first up is one of those people, the people who are going to be performing at the Edinburgh Fringe. So we'll give a big Scottish welcome to the lovely and talented Peter Glismann.
How's all my Scottish buddies, New York buddies doing today? Everybody enjoying springtime so far? The month of April. April, the only month of the year where rabbis ask you if you're Jewish and Mormons ask you if you're stupid. So it's springtime. It's time for family reunions. Anybody enjoy getting ready, getting excited? No, it's not. Same here. Let me ask you, have you ever had a time in your life when you found yourself completely surrounded by people you just didn't like? I had a time like that in my life. It was called birth. Yeah, my sister's a nurse in a detox ward. She went to a really rigorous training program for that job. It was called childhood. I helped my father get the education that he wouldn't have gotten if I wasn't smarter than my parents. General Custer, General Patton, General Equivalency Diploma. So, there's a lot of fake news going on there. I'm not a big fan. I don't know if you realize this, but a little over 20 years ago, we invaded Iraq. So back 20 years ago, there was no such thing as fake news. There was just the truth that we didn't want to believe. So we split it into good news and bad news. You remember 20 years ago? Good news, we found weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Bad news, they're called Americans. People always ask me, hey, you look pretty successful. Why did you choose to become a stand-up comic? And I think it's because I was always thinking that maybe I was a little too smarter than anybody else around me. I remember my first day at Catholic school. I was fooling around in the back with some of the other boys, and nun comes up screaming at me, "Where do you think you are? Home?" I don't know, are you drunk? So, I just recently turned 60, so I've been really trying. Thank you. I've been really trying to evaluate what my life has been about up to this point. And I realize it's about the 3 C's: comic books, Catholic school, cooking shows. When I was a little kid, my parents were afraid that I was a little too obsessed with comic books, so they sent me to Catholic school. Now I'm over 60, so I'm on some dating apps, and there's a lot of women that are foodies, so I have to watch a lot of cooking shows to try and pick up my game to learn how to cook well. But I swear to God, I hope that my memory isn't as good as it used to be, so I hope I never become a born-again Christian. Moses parted the waters, or was it Ant-Man? Jesus fed the multitudes, but he overcooked the tilapia. So I'm a big fan. I've always been drawn to the entertainment industry. How about Mr. Alan Cumming setting this up for us today? One thing I don't like about the entertainment industry. Don't you hate it when people in the entertainment industry do a farewell tour that lasts longer than their actual career? You know what I'm talking about? Elton John, Billy Joel, the Pope. All right, one of them said farewell. So a friend of mine, I live on the Upper West Side. This friend of mine's he's also an actor wannabe like me, but he's venting one night. I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, I am sick of the Star Wars franchise. Crazy fans, lousy costumes, disappointing sequels. I was like, wait a minute. That's not the Star Wars franchise, that's the Catholic Church. Have you seen the most recent sequel the Catholic Church attempted? It's called The Two Popes. What's next? The Three Stooges? Well, think about it. I think they do a better job running the Catholic Church. Could you imagine going to confession? Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. What you want? And matrimony, in the name of the Lord, I now pronounce you man and wife. Maybe I'm overthinking it. See, I went to Catholic school for 12 years. I call it atheist training. You guys know about Catholics? Yeah. You touch yourself, you're going to hell. You touch little boys, you're going to Boston. Catholics are big on funerals. Personally, I'm going to get cremated. I like to think outside the box. Catholics like pain. They like pain so much they took the Bible and they added more chapters. This has been great. I'm Pete Glismann. Hope to see you guys in Scotland. Thank you.